Good afternoon. I'm now going to call the Wednesday, April 19th, 2023 meeting of the Norfolk County Commissioners to order. If you'd please rise and join me in saluting the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. The meeting has been called to order. I'm now going to call the roll. Commissioner Collins?
Present.
Commissioner Stady?
Present.
Commissioner Shea is present. I assume everyone who is watching this broadcast, or will notice that we're in a different venue today, and I'd like to explain why. The Norfolk County Commissioners at 4 p.m. today will be conducting a public hearing relative to the state acquiring the Quincy District Court. This public hearing is required by law, so we decided to come to Quincy today and have our commissioners meeting, our 4 o'clock public hearing, and then there's a 5 p.m. public hearing for DCAM, the state agency that's in charge of the court, is also having a public hearing immediately following our 4 o'clock. So we're happy to be here in Quincy in the new and improved New Great Hall, which was reconditioned in 2014. And this city hall has been in business since 1844. We're proud to sometimes advertise. Quincy folks will tell you it's the longest serving local government building in the country. But the city can't prove it, and I don't think anyone can disprove it. So this building is a continuous governmental function since 1844. I want to thank Mayor Tom Koch, Council President DeBona, and City Clerk Nicole Crispo for making this all possible. So we're going to have our regular meeting, and here we go. Thank you. Item number 3, minutes of the open session meeting of April 5th. Commissioner Stady.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, had a chance to review these, and they look fine. I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next, number 4, April 12th.
Actually, I wanted to, Mr. Chairman, the executive session as well. Do you want to approve those?
You have to do them separate.
Yeah, the open meeting of the 12th and then executive session separate, right?
Okay. I don't see it listed on the agenda. Is that my mistake? It says open session, executive April 12th.
There's 3 sets of minutes,
Did I screw up?
5, 12, and 12.
Right, but this says executive April 5th.
Oh, that may be
Do
a
we-
typo. That's a typo.
Is that a typo?
Yeah, we'll just fix that.
Oh, okay. That's supposed to be 12?
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's put that aside for a second. I'll move open session meeting minutes of April 12th as presented.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Thank you.
All right. And then, Mr. Chairman, we'll note for the record, this is a typo. It's supposed to say executive session meeting minutes of April 12th. It says April 5th. So I'll move the April 12th executive session as noted, and with the purpose not to be released until the matter has been resolved.
At the direction of the chairman.
I'm
Right.
sorry?
Yeah. I'll second that motion.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Thank you. Number
welcome.
6, appointments, we have none. Number 7, public comment. At each meeting, the Norfolk County Commissioners have a section for public comment. If anyone has any reason or would like to speak, now is the time. Hearing none, we'll finish with public comment. Number 8, old business. Opioid settlement grant awards in the Norfolk County Community Coalitions. I'm going to call on Director Crone and explain this, and then we'll go forward.
Thank you, Commissioner Shea. This afternoon before the Commissioners is a request to fund 13 individual opioid settlement grants to Norfolk County Coalition partners. Earlier this year, District Attorney Mike Morrissey came forward and asked for collaborative interest in using our opioid settlement funds with his resources to provide this much-needed relief to these local organizations who are on the front lines of handling this epidemic. After a few meetings, we drafted a solicitation out to the, I believe it's 20 community coalition members. And throughout the spring, early spring, we received a total of 13 interested letters of interest, I should say, from these respective organizations. These award letters will go out subsequent to this meeting. Your award today will be to simply release the funds for this distribution. I'd like to recognize, obviously, District Attorney Mike Morrissey for an excellent collaborative exercise. I think through his network and through his resources, the Norfolk County Commissioners can see a path towards similar grants and resources being released into the Norfolk County infrastructure for the next several years. I'd also like to recognize Christy McDougall, who's with us today. Christy and I have worked together since, I think it was January, when we started this process. She's here today to represent the district attorney, and through you, Mr. Chairman, I think she might have a couple of words to say about these awards.
Okay, thank you. Christie, come on up. The room is all yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Norfolk District Attorney, DA Michael Morrissey's office, we would like to say thank you for the collaboration and the hard work put into this collaboration together. And he apologizes for not being able to make it, but we really do appreciate all this hard work and collaboration and continued work together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, I've handed a motion to Mr. Buckley for you to read, if in the event you'd like that read into the record for these awards to be made.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman?
Commissioner Stady.
If I could, quick question. Just, I noticed there's 13 towns out of the 20. Is it just the other 7? Did they already get grants in the first round? Is that what it was, John? Or they just didn't express interest?
They did not express interest.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So it's a great job, as always. It's good to be working with the DA. I'd be pleased to make the motion to award the following Norfolk County Coalition members $1,000 each from the Opioid Settlement Fund in collaboration with District Attorney Michael Morrissey. Following towns will receive this award: Avon, Braintree Community Partnership, Brookline BCASA, Cohasset Safe Harbor, Dedham, Healthy KP, Medway SUP, Milton, Needham, Randolph, Walpole, Weymouth, and Sharon. 13 towns to receive the amounts, each of $1,000. So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any other comments on this? All in,
One more comment, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
There may be additional funds, I've alluded to that in the past, forthcoming. We're waiting to hear from the Attorney General's office on any of the distributions that may be coming to Norfolk County. This particular fund has about $3,000 left in it, so should any additional organizations, to Commissioner Stady's point, come forward and express an interest, we could probably offset those costs. And
Right.
obviously, through Christie's office, we'll make sure that they get their applications in. So there are additional resources out there. We stand ready to help. Thank you, sir.
well, obviously, we'd always be happy to receive any money, but this is a good beginning because they already had this infrastructure set up. And rather than reinvent the wheel, we're working with the DAs
Right.
and this coalition, so
But this is
it's a great idea.
This is our second round of grants, right?
Right,
Didn't
we
we already gave checks the first time? I thought
We did.
We gave it
Okay.
to,
Randolph.
we gave it to the Randolph Police. They bought
Oh.
Narcan with it.
Oh,
It was
okay.
16 grand.
Okay,
They
forgive
bought
me.
Narcan with it.
Okay, I thought we had given the towns the money. This is our first chance to give the checks to the individual towns or organizations.
Right.
That's right.
The first one went to, we got a thank you from the town of Randolph.
Okay, thank you for
Chief.
clarifying.
Okay,
right.
last call.
Billy,
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
give this.
Aye. We need a vote. Do we need a vote, Derek?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We're all set. Chrissy, you're all set. Thank you.
Chrissy.
Free to go.
Number
Okay.
8, personnel matters for consideration.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Stady,
We
there's a
have a long
number.
list here, see what we can do. Summer at the Norfolk County Agricultural High School. I believe the first group are, first 3 I'll read out. All notice of contingency employment. This is for Elena Hobbs of West Bridgewater as a student laborer at the rate stated. Effective, they're all effective 4/24/23. The second is Ava Walter of Westwood, Mass. And the third is Erica Columbi of Rockland, Mass. Again, all student labor, The rate stated, all effective 4/24/23. I'll move that as one group. So moved.
I'll second. And we had talked about this before the meeting. Because we don't have the personnel papers here, I would authorize the county director and his staff to stamp my name to the personnel paper. I believe all the other commissioners are going to do the same.
I concur.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next.
All right, I'll do the best I can. Say, notice an additional position for Adelina Aravallo of Stoughton, as a student laborer, with the rate stated effective 4/24/23. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor? Aye.
All right, the
It is a
last
vote.
group, Mr. Chairman, are all notice of resignation, and I'll read the following. These are all notice of resignation for the following individuals: Isabella Ingemi of Dedham, Mass., Danielle Larson of Bellingham, Mass., Julia Janowski of Braintree, Katerina Chavot of Norwood, Ronan Wilson of Framingham, Mackenzie Wright of West Bridgewater, Angelina Nichols of Medway, Susan Billings of Norfolk, Colleen Grady of Franklin, Kerry Jeria of Franklin, and Sarah Ostar of Warwick. They all had different positions, mostly student worker or summer camp, but they're all resignations are effective on the date of 4/10/23. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor? Aye. It is a vote.
Registry of Deeds, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
We have a notice of retirement of Linda Austin, I think she visited us last week, of Holbrook, Mass., as head clerk, 18 years, effective 4/14/23. We need to vote that, or is that?
We usually do vote.
Okay, so I'll just make that motion.
Retirements and-
Notice of retirement of Linda Austin of Holbrook, Mass.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
And we wish Linda well. She came to our meeting last week and thanked the commissioners and had some encouraging words, so we wish Linda well. Thank you.
Next, we just noted for the record, family medical leave return effective 4/3/23. For the record, noted, I believe.
Medical leave application, do we need a second.
vote
to
that,
Mr.
or just?
You need to vote for that.
All right.
Sorry,
It's a registry employee.
All right.
no name, though. You just-
That's, yeah,
It's
it's,
FMLA, so it's protected under HIPAA, so we're
right.
designating that as the footnote indicates.
so that's your motion. I'll second the motion.
I'll second, yeah, I'll move that, okay.
Motion made and seconded on a family leave for employee. All in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
It is a vote. Thank you. Payroll and expense warrants.
yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, I move the following for approval. First one, 23-42, payroll of the county in the amount of $148,261.10. So moved.
Second.
Motion made, second. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Thank
Second
you.
one, 23-42, parentheses 21, payroll of the school, the amount of $350,508.13. So moved.
Motion
Second.
made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a
And the
vote.
final one, expense for the county, 04-0323, $77,724.22. So moved.
Second.
Motion made, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opera warrants for approval. Director Cronin.
Actually, 11 was report on American Rescue Plan Act.
I'm sorry.
Take them together, Joe?
Oh, let's take them together, but the first one is report on American Rescue Plan.
Okay, sure, thank you. So, good afternoon, Commissioners. You have no ARPA awards before you today. However, I will note that you have three that are in Phase 2, two of which are very large. One is the remaining balance for the city of Quincy's, $8.6 million, and another $1 million, I believe, for the town of Milton. The third award would be for Medfield. It's relatively small, so those are looming as perhaps ready for next week. Regarding a report on the American Rescue Plan Act, I wanted to alert the commissioners that, as we had expected, heading into the back end of ARPA management, one of our communities encountered some concerns about the grant agreement that Vince Levin had designed for us because it had an end date of June 30th, 2024, which is a little over a year from now. Sharon is using their full ARPA tranche from Norfolk County to offset its costs for a PFAS water treatment plant they're using other resources as well to achieve a $20 million improvement. As a result of this exercise, as they line up all the funds, they don't expect the work to begin until after July 1st, 2024, or effectively when the grant agreement is expired. So we spoke with council yesterday, and council informed us that, we can amend each grant agreement on a case-by-case basis. One of the reasons why the commissioners may recall this particular earlier end date was placed in each grant agreement is to put an air brake on the activity within each community's grant activities, because by June of 2024, they've got 6 months to go to obligate. In the event we find any community not able or capable of spending their money, we wanted to claw back any balances and redistribute it to communities in need. So this particular end date is something that we had to confront. And after speaking with council this morning, Assistant Director Buckley and I had a conference call with the town of Sharon to discuss this. I've taken the advice of Mintz-Levin Council and sent over a revised grant agreement to them that extends their grant agreement to the end of September 2024. It's a relatively straightforward solution to their problem, especially because they're only looking at one grant and they're done. But we will likely encounter several other communities that will be knocking on this door of extending their grant agreements past June 30th, 2024 as that date approaches. During this collaboration with Mintz-Levin, I've also made sure that our partners in Bristol, Barnstable, and Plymouth County were read in on what we're trying to achieve, because they're all in the same boat. But dynamically, it doesn't change much. I still think we're going to be in the business of looking at unexpended funds within communities. We're going to use this end date as a cudgel to make sure that communities get going on their activities. But it was the first in perhaps several communications yet to come from communities looking to optimize their funds in a way that we help them solve today through a modified grant agreement. So that is the most recent update I have for you on ARPA. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions of Director Cronin?
Yeah, I got a couple, please. So
Commissioner Stady.
Sharon, I understand your compassion and your willingness to kind of bend the rules a little bit, but we've been after Sharon for a long time, and they had the same timeline as every other town. And what you're saying today is a little bit disconcerting to me, because that means that now other towns who have been kind of like on the sideline are going to come forward and ask for amendments, and then ask for amendments. And the process is going to become cumbersome on our staff, and also on our accountants, and also everybody else. Deadlines are deadlines. And now, are you saying to me, I hope I'm hearing you right, maybe I'm not, that we can extend the deadlines that are set by the federal guidelines, so that the deadlines to finish a project can go beyond 24? Am I hearing you? Because I've been telling most of the towns that we visit, you've got to get it done, you got to get your applications in, and now you're saying we can amend it. So am I hearing you right, correct, Mr. Director?
No,
Okay.
no, we're not adjusting any federal guidelines, Commissioner Stady. Administratively, when our program was put in place, we placed a June 30th, 2024 deadline in the grant agreement to administratively handle any unspent funds from these communities with 6 months to go in the obligation period. So in this case, Sharon has aligned, Fred went into details today, all the various funds associated with this $20 million project. The county funds are approximately $3.6 million. They're using town appropriated funds, bonded funds, and a federal earmark. And they're going to put this particular item out to bid in the next several months. They don't expect the work to begin until July of 2024, which is fine. That's well within the obligation period that the federal government established. All funds must be obligated per the federal rule by December 30th, 2024. So just to kind of circle back, Commissioner, we are always looking at that 6-month window between June and December to utilize any unspent funds. Sharon certainly has a large project ahead of them, and they were trying to align their resources to time with the market to get the work done. And it fits well within the final rule guidelines and our administrative guidelines. But for legal reasons, we wanted to give them the breathing room through the grant agreement to receive our funds and obligate them beyond June 30th.
Okay, all right. thanks for clarifying that. All right.
You're
Now, the other question is, what about a town like Foxborough? Where are they at? Because again, I keep asking that, and I know people are looking at it, but I still haven't seen an application from them.
So we heard from Foxborough about a month and a half ago when Bill Keegan, the outgoing town manager, called us about a federal earmark. He indicated that his successor had been named and put in place, and I think he told us we could expect to hear from him by June. Him being, I should say, the town of Foxborough by June.
Okay, great.
Started on Monday.
All right, excellent. And then, did you mention Brookline had something going now, too?
Yes,
Brookline was
hearkening
kinda-
back to a conference call we had with Brookline almost a month ago, their new town administrator, Chaz Carey, indicated that Brookline is likely going to have the first of several grant awards into us in the next 30 days. And then following that, a very large amount of grants that they expect to put in our lap by the end of the summer. The town administrator mentioned, Commissioner Stady, that if we're sitting here in September and October and Brookline hasn't obligated all their funds, something went very wrong. They've got a very clear idea of what they want to do. They're bundling them all together, and we can expect the first one, I would think, within the next 30 days.
All right, great, fantastic. All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, John.
Thank you. Any other opera discussions? Thank you. Number 13, bid openings, 130, we have none. And number 14, contracts, we have a notice in your packet to be signed today if we vote to proceed with the signage contract with a local sign company for various county courthouses. We need a vote to proceed. Nancy's completed her due diligence, and we're ready to go.
Was this, if I may,
Commissioner Stady.
is this for the signs for each courthouse?
Yes.
Each courthouse except Quincy,
Except Quincy,
because we don't
okay.
want to spend money and throw
Right.
good money after bad.
All right, so,
They'll all resemble the one that's at the Superior Court and the one that's at the Registry of Deeds. The same granite posts, et cetera.
that's excellent.
Yeah.
What are we looking for a motion here? Motion to...
Just to proceed with the contract, which is in our packet. We signed the contract
Was it
today.
in the packet? All right, not bad, yeah.
No,
Phil have it?
I signed it.
Is it?
It's here somewhere. I'm sorry, I'll dig it out.
Phil, the contracts for the,
Can I just read this? Can I just read this? Let me read this?
Sure.
All right, I'll move, that we
It's
move
got the name of
forward.
the company in it. and everything.
Yeah, I'll just name the company. It's, move that we execute an agreement with Sign Design,
That's the name of the company, right?
right? As the
Dr. Mills.
contractor for the scope of work as described in our contract, for them to prepare signs for various county courthouses in the county, with the exception of Quincy, for the price of $44,321, and that this contract would be effective, I imagine, upon signature of the commissioners. Is that satisfactory?
Thank you.
All right.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded to proceed with the signage contract for signs to be erected at our various county courthouses per the bid that we have.
Right, that's Sign Design of Brockton,
Thank you.
Mass, I should have said. Brockton, Mass, right.
All in favor?
Yep,
Aye.
aye.
Thank you. We're going to put up new signs. Number 15, transfer within the fiscal year '23 Norfolk County budget, Commissioner's Office, for approval of $400 from line item 546901 to rental of copy machine, which is 5275 under repair of equipment. But this is a $400 transfer, allows us to rent a new copy machine, which we got off the state bid and already approved. Any questions?
That looks backwards.
I need a motion on the transfer.
Move to approve the transfer in the fiscal '23 budget from of $400 from 5469.01 rental to 5275 repair of equipment. So moved.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Number 16, report of the county director.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple of items. Each of you have responded individually to a request by Attorney Scott Lopez to perhaps meet on April 26th with Judge Chernoff relative to ongoing mediation. Given the fact that Chairman Shea is available, Commissioner Collins has a window available, and Commissioner stated he had a smaller window available. I left all that information with Attorney Lopez to see if any of those timeframes still work, and I'll report back as soon as he responds to your availability. I'm going to be reaching out to Assistant ARPA Coordinator Bill Galvin to have him start a dialogue with the Alzheimer's Association. The commissioners may recall that the Alzheimer's Association produced a $250,000 ARPA request to promote a much-needed messaging plan for their fundraising campaign. I'm asking Bill to have a conversation with them about scaling down the request and offering different levels of ARPA-funded messaging that the commissioners can entertain. Once that information is forthcoming, we'll share it back with you in an open session so you folks can decide on the scope and applicability of that messaging campaign vis-a-vis an upcoming ARPA application. Our auditor, Lynch Marini, will be on site April 25th to continue their work with on our FY21 audit. I was also informed that they were going to schedule a separate visit to the Registry of Deeds. The commissioners may know that the court railings at Dedham Superior Court, which were refurbished a year ago, experienced some peeling in certain areas. Olson Company, who did the work, came out in the last couple of weeks during some pleasant weather, completely scraped and reprimed the area and painted it. It is looking fine and new back to that again. Good response by the vendor on that one. And our labor attorney is just finishing the final version of the Registry of Deeds contract that the commissioners and advisory board recently approved. As soon as that final red line version is settled against the MOU and agreed upon terms, we will post that on our intranet along with the other contracts for Norfolk County. That is my update. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Anything else for Director Cronin, Commissioners? Okay. That concludes this portion of our agenda. Number 17, emergency issues or any other topic that the chair did not reasonably anticipate would be discussed. Anything at all, Commissioners? Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn, and again, we're due back here at 4 o'clock for a public hearing on Quincy Courthouse.
Move we adjourn at 2:29?
Second.
Motion made and seconded on it. All in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.